my channel. Thank you so much for watching. So today I'm back with another video. This is a brown smoky eye makeup look. This is basically a glam look, so I thought I would just take my time and do it really slow, and I'll just explain you guys how it's done and what colors you're supposed to use. Also, I just wanted to tell you that you don't have to use the same colors and you don't have to use the same brands that I used in this video. You can always go ahead and choose a different brand, but I'm gonna insist on using almost identical shades for this brown smoky eye if you want to get the exact look, because the transitions are supposed to be really perfect when you're choosing a smoky eye look, especially if it's a brown smoky eye. So make sure to check the description box down below. So I'm going to be listing different products that are available in your country, particularly in 3 different countries: US, UK and India. So yeah, if you want to know how to get this brown smoky eye look, please keep watching. Okay, so the first thing that I always like to do is to moisturize my face. I've already cleansed my face, and today I'm going to use the Body Shop Vitamin E Cream Hydration Intense. Today I'm going to be starting off my makeup with my eyes. So before that, I just wanted to make sure that my face is all moisturized, and I'm going to be using a primer today for my eyes, and this one's the Clinique primer. This is the eye primer by Clinique. I do not have the case of this, so I don't know exactly what we call this, but this is the peachy primer. Sorry, concealer or primer, anything you can call it, anything that you want. But I have extremely oily eyelids, so I really have to prime my eyes before I do anything to them. Then with whatever powder is left on this puffing brush, I'm just gonna set this concealer. So the first eyeshadow that I would be using today is Texture by MAC. This is a slight matte brown shade. And I'm going to be using a fluffy blending brush like this, and I'm going to load this brush up with this eyeshadow, and I'm going to start circling this eyeshadow right at the crease of my eyes, and this is going to work as a transition shade. And again, it's up to you. If you want to define a wider eye, then you can go a little bit out of the crease, but I'm going to be keeping it right at that point. So I'm really loading the color up just to intensify the crease. If you want, you can bring it all the way to the inner corner, but I'm just gonna apply whatever's left on my brush to the inner corner. I'm not gonna fill my brush up for the inner corners. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna kind of define the outer lines in the crease. And the next eyeshadow that I'm using today is Swiss Chocolate by Matte. This is again a darker matte brown. And with a small applicator brush, I'm gonna load this eyeshadow up, and I'm gonna apply it all over my lid. Now make sure that you do not cross the crease when you're applying the eyeshadow, because you don't really want to erase the shape of your eye. Now don't go above the transition shade, or don't go on the transition shade. You're basically supposed to stay under the transition shade, so that way the transition is from a lighter brown to a darker brown and to much more darker brown. You're supposed to keep the transition that way. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. You don't really have to use MAC. Just take a light brown shade, and then just take a lighter brown shade and then darker brown. So that's the way it works. Just take a lighter brown and then apply it as the transition shade, and then go a little deeper and then apply it all over the lid. And then I'm going back to my fluffy blending brush that I applied my transition shade with, and I'm gonna blend the dark brown shade that I've just applied. Just on the corners. You don't want to pick away any eyeshadow that you just applied. You're just blending the corners out, just to make sure that there are no harsh lines. I'm gonna go back with the same Swiss chocolate, and I am just intensifying the brown that I've just applied. Then I'm taking a much darker brown shade. It's almost black, but it's not black. It's a much darker shade of brown. This is by Bodyshop. This is the quadrant that I have by Bodyshop, and this is the darkest brown in that. And I'm gonna take that same brush that I applied the darker brown, and I'm gonna fill that brush up this much darker brown, and I'm just layering this shade up halfway onto my eyelid. I'm not applying this all over my eyelid. I'm just applying it from the bottom half of my eyelid from the lash line. So that way, like I said, it's transition shade and then the lid shade and then the darkest brown shade. So the transition has to happen that way. You might not notice much difference, but believe me, it's gonna make a lot of difference. And I'm gonna take a fluffy blending brush, and I'm just blending the corners of this darkest brown that I've just applied. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just filling the lid halfway from the lash line with the darkest brown. I don't know the name of these eyeshadows by Bodyshop. I will definitely double check for you guys, but you don't really have to use specific brands. Just use a lighter brown and then a darker brown and then much darker brown, so that way you can just make your transitions. You can just go ahead and get these shades from the eyeshadow brands that are available somewhere closer to you. And then I'm going to take the shade Carbon by MAC. This is a black matte eyeshadow. And then I'm going to pick the same I don't know which brush to call, just a precision brush, and I'm going to pick the black matte eyeshadow, and I'm just lining my lash line just a bit above to the lash line. I'm just gonna place this just a tad bit above the lash line. You can hardly notice that, but you'll know the difference. Just place it slightly above your lash line. Once you're done placing the shadow, just go ahead and pick a pencil brush and then start smudging it away. So now the transition is the light brown, and then medium brown, and then the dark brown, and then black. So that's how you get the transition. Now this is not a black smoky eye, this is just a brown smoky eye. There you go. So that's how it's supposed to be. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye as well. I'm just going to pick that shade and I'm going to place it just a little above the lash line. And I'm going to blend the edges away. Now if you have smaller eyes than these, then what you can do is you don't really have to put the eyeshadow, the black one, towards your inner corner. Just limit the black eyeshadow just to the outer corner, just in case if you have smaller eyes, just to give the illusion of wider and open eyes. Now take an eyeshadow which is somewhere closer to this golden rose gold shade, and then just pick it up and then place it right on the eyeball, on the area of your eyeball. Just tap that shade just on the eyeball. Just to give that open eye effect. And then take something which is highlighting and then put it on the inner corner. There, we're done with the upper lash line. So the primer that I'm going to be using today is by MAC, and this is the Flip Prime Skin Base. Just gonna take a little bit of that on the back of my hand and I'm gonna pop it up into my skin. Oops, I've got a little bit of eyeshadow under my eyes. I'm just gonna clean that up real fast. See, that is the total point of doing your eyes first, so that way you don't have to deal with the fallout later. So just applying this all over my face. And then for my foundation, I'm gonna use the NYX HD Studio Photogenic foundation. This is an HD foundation. I'm gonna take a little bit of that on the back of my hand and I'm gonna use my beauty blender to apply this all over my face. I love foundation because it has a really lightweight texture and consistency is same quality as your foundation, but you definitely want that to work. I'm going to put a second layer. And for the concealer, I'm going to use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Ginger. Help with my eyeliner. Then I'm going to set my foundation and concealer with the MAC Studio Fix compact powder, and this is in the shade NC41, and I'm using a fluffy big brush to set the concealer and the foundation. And then I'm going to use the Bahama Mama bronzer to bronze up my face. And I'm going to use this thin pointy brush from Lottie London to apply that. I mean, this brush is really comfortable. I don't really have to change the brushes for my nose and my forehead and everything. So yeah, I'm also gonna a bit contour my forehead a bit. And I'm going to use my beauty blender to kind of blend the bronzer away. The blush, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Cheeky Glow blush, and this is in the shade Creamy Cinnamon. Now I'm being really neutral with the blush because we're already you know, bronzing up our eyes, and our eyes are going to be really dark, so we might just want to tone down our face and our lips a bit. So that is the reason I'm going to be using a neutral blush today. I'm using the Real Techniques multitask brush to apply this brush. And then for the highlighter, always I'm going to be using the Mary Luminizer. Just use any highlighter brush. I'm just going to use this fan brush that I have. It's time for our lower lash line. So when it comes to the upper lash line, what you do is you start with the light color and then go down with the deeper colors. But then when it comes to the lower lash line, you start with the deeper color first and then you come down with the light colors. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take any kajal, any black eyeliner, a pencil eyeliner, and I'm going to water my inner lash line first. If you have smaller eyes, you can skip this step. So first it's going to be black, and then it's going to be the darker brown, and then it's going to be the lighter brown, and then finally the transition shade. So I've just applied the black kajal. If you want, you can go ahead and apply the black eyeshadow that we applied on the upper lash line. I'm just going to take a little bit of that black eyeshadow and I'm going to follow the lash line. It just gives the effect of smudging. And then picking up the same darkest brown shade that we used before, and then I'm going to use another pencil brush and I'm going to apply right, I'm just limiting this darker brown eyeshadow right at the outer corners of my lower lash line. I'm not going to take it all the way inside. And then picking the transition shade that I used before, and I'm going to take some pointy thin eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna giving that smudge effect towards the inner corner of my lower lash line. So that way it gives you the effect of black and then the dark brown and then the light brown. That way the transition goes really smooth. Then I'm using the Ardell lashes. This is a fuller eyelashes that I got. And for the lashes, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara in black. And for my lips, I'm going to be keeping it really simple. I'm going to use this MAC lip pencil in the shade Naked Liner. So I'm just lining my lips with this. And as a lipstick, I'm going to use this MAC Kinda Sexy. This is a matte nude shade. And on top of it, I'm going to apply the Maybelline New York Bronze Orange Color Sensational lipstick. Just to give it a bit of brown effect and also a bit of glossy effect. And then for my eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Dark Brown. I'm going to be using a slider angular brush to fill in my eyebrows. Please make sure that you check the description box that's down below to know the products that I use and the different products that are available in different countries. You don't really have to use the same products that I'm using right here. You can use different products that's available. I'm going to be listing down all the different options that's available in your country down below in the description box. So please don't forget to check the description box. Also, I'm going to be listing down some Amazon links for you guys, just in case if you want to purchase that particular item. So don't forget to check the description box down below.